Hello and welcome to another episode of the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast. This is episode 133. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Ryan Cross from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. How's it going, guys?
Hey Ryan, doing pretty good. How are you?
Not
Going
bad.
off.
We got TJ, we got Tony, and we got Steven.
Hello.
We would have had Chad, and he had a review, but for some reason he went MIA, so we get to talk about Chad behind his back this week. It's his turn.
They left the
Perfect.
door unlocked to the nursing home. Chad escaped.
Hey, I can't talk too bad about Chad whenever my connection decided to dump on me whenever I was hosting, and he took over pretty well.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So anyway, this week, what did everyone do in guns? Starting with Steven.
I melted a bunch of lead and I sized and lubed some 45-70 ammo or some bullets.
Ooh, nice.
That's about all I did.
All right. What about you, Tony?
I got to go to Aries Daniela's New Jersey social shoot in RTSB range up here in New Jersey. It was pretty much awesome. Just got to meet a lot of gun people, and I got to shoot one of the newer AR companies, actually the newest AR company in the state, Model Materials. They're building Jersey legal ARs, and it was pretty cool just seeing a company that's starting out, bringing all their gear in, and some pretty cool guns. They're actually going to come to our Second Amendment shoot, my Second is for Everyone shoot, and bring out stuff so new people can see them. So
Yeah,
that's what I got to do.
That's pretty cool. What are they doing specifically, like out of the box, make them Jersey legal? I saw they had like the Magpul carbine fixed stock. I assume they didn't have a muzzle device. Is there anything else they're doing specific on it?
Actually, they had muzzle devices. They had comps. You can have
Okay.
anything but the flash hider.
Yeah,
So
the
they
pinned and welded comps.
Penned and welded. Everything has to be penned and welded. So
Cool.
thereby making thin barrel and 14.5-inch barrels with 1.5
Well,
comps on it. Makes sense.
Yeah, if you're gonna pin and weld it, you might as well put a 14.5 on it, huh?
Yep. And that's what they're doing. It's a bunch of lightweight stuff. And they also have Hollison red dots. He's one of those, a vendor for them. So
Sweet.
I got to check those out. Those are really sweet. Just new gear, you know what I mean? Things that I haven't looked at because I've never really heard of them. I've seen them, but I was like, what kind of, cheap alternative to even a Vortex is this? $200 red dot. But
Yeah, I think Holosun has a really wide range of different features that they offer, I think, too. Like, they have 20 different products, and they all have some unique little feature.
Yeah, my eyes were really opened up to their product line, so I thought it was pretty cool. Meeting new people, trying new stuff. RTSP, Right to Self-Protect, is a really cool range in Jersey. So if you haven't been, it's in Randolph, and it's something cool. Check it out. They were nice.
Sweet.
Sweet. And TJ, did you do anything in guns?
Yeah, actually, yesterday evening, I saw the owner, Ike of Big Tex Outdoors. He shared on his Facebook page a deal alert from Bud's Gun Shop for some surplus CZ85s that were on sale for like $270, I think, something like that. And so I just figured that was too good of a deal to pass up. So I've got one of those on the way. It was kind of funny. After I ordered it, they were out of stock in about an hour. So I'm sure everybody jumped on top of those and got them all scooped up. So I'm looking forward to that. I got a shipping notification today, so hopefully it'll be here within the next few days. And I'll get to shoot that bad boy. It's kind of like Tony's, but better.
Nice. Well, I didn't do anything really in guns personally myself. Just kind of packing up, gearing up for the NRA show this week. I did go to Rainier Arms and dropped off my Rock River Arms AR-15 receivers to get Cerakoted because they got all scratched up from swapping around parts for reviews and things. And when I get that hammer and that punch out, nothing's safe. and I wanted it to match my handguard that I did a review on that Fortis Rev 2 because I was actually trying to sell it privately and nobody wants to buy something that's already been painted apparently. So I thought, oh, I'll just make my whole rifle battleship gray, sniper gray, old man gray, just to piss Tony off.
Nice. So Ryan, did the phrase "hold my beer and hand me that Dremel" ever come out?
Yeah, my first gunsmith definitely had to revoke my Dremel privileges. But I can do a lot of damage with a rubber mallet too, as he found out. But no, Rainier Arms, man. Every time I go in there, I get the urge to sell half my gun collection just so I can buy one really really nice rifle. So I have to actually leave there, do my business, and get out before I get too tempted because they just have a lot of nice stuff on the wall. Holy cow!
You get you some horse blinders and just walk in with that.
Yeah, exactly. Put some solo cups on goggles in front of my eyes. But they had the X95 on the wall, so I actually got to kind of poke and prod at the Tavor Gen 2 and kind of see it up close and personal. I still like the Tavor original better, but it's kind of neat that they had one.
Is that the X95, or is there a distinction between the X95 and the Gen 2?
The X95 is the official model name, but everyone calls it... Oh, I call it the Gen 2 Tavor, just because...
Gotcha.
Because it's not even really a Tavor, it's the SAR 21.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically the new and improved Tavor, but called the X95. Other than that, I'm really tempted to get a 223 suppressor before this. What's this? The NFA trust loophole gets closed. In June. I want to get something in the process before that happens, but everyone's out of stock of what I want.
I think I saw, I don't know if it applies to out-of-stock stuff, but Silencer Shop said if you have an order in by a certain date, they guarantee that it'll be fine before the cutoff.
I saw that. I've never used Silencer Shop before, so I'm a little skeptical. And they didn't have... All the ones that they had were AAC and some cheaper ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of looking for, I think, the Griffin Armament, M4SD, or the M4SD2. I kind of like the way that mounts onto the muzzle device. And I already have a couple of their muzzle brakes that work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't have anything that's made by Silencer Co., so I kind of feel like I should maybe pick up a Saker, perhaps.
That's funny.
What? You girls texting back and forth?
Oh, no, I was over here looking at my CZ75 to see how much better TJ's was than mine. Hey, TJ, why don't you show me yours? Oh, yeah, you don't have it. Oh, okay, cool. Mine's better.
All right, well, next week, Tony.
Yeah, I'm busy next week.
Sweet.
Right.
So, any of the announcements, we're going to try shorter episodes this week. It's going to be especially short, being that we don't have a review, so that should be interesting. Hopefully get it about an hour or so. Bandwidth sponsor for the podcast is Patriot Patch Co. Go to the website and check out the newly added patches I just added for pre-order the other day. We have the Tactical Tux patch, which I completely flaked and didn't let my listeners know that we had on a Facebook survey to figure out what was our next patch going to be, because I had kind of 3 ideas, and Jake wanted to make sure that the fans responded to one more than all the other 2. So the Tactical Tux won, and so that's available for pre-order right now on our website. So it's a nice tuxedo with a plate carrier and some mag pouches on there. We've also got an Appeal to Heaven flag, the pine tree flag from the American Revolutionary War. Very interesting. The kind of the ironic, kind of hilarious history to that, and that the British basically wanted to steal all of our pine trees so they can use them, and the colonists were like, wait, we need those, we want those, and so they made warships out of the pine trees, and so there was a fleet in the Continental Army that flew this flag, and those vessels were made from the very same trees that the British wanted to take. So
nice.
Yep, we got that on the website. We've also got the Sci-Fi 2-patch bundle still available. I Am a Leaf on the Wind, Watch Me Soar, and I Aim to Misbehave. Make sure you take advantage of that. And that's about it for the Patriot Patch Co. For the giveaway, I changed it so if you want to win some Patriot Patch swag, you got to comment on the Firearms Insider reviews and the current Firearms Radio Network show notes. So like if you go to the review, we don't have a review this week, but basically if you go to like Chad's last review of that MDT chassis and you leave a comment on that and then you comment on the show notes on the firearmsradio.tv website that show was a part of, that's basically how you're going to be able to win. Sorry to change it up on you guys, but we really want to get more people involved on those two websites. I did send out 2 packages earlier this week to the 2 winners of the first month's of the patch swag, so those are in the mail. Other announcements, listener meetup this week at the NRA show, Cardinal Hall of Fame, at Saturday, May 21st, 7 o'clock p.m. Free drink if you can say Amber Dextrios as well as Jake Challand. And also there's a TGC giveaway, the Gun Collective with John Patton. He's giving away an archetype ammunition display, which shows an exploded view of a ammunition cartridge. So he's got one 20mm cartridge and he's got 2 50 BMG cartridges, and they're both customized with the TGC logo. You go to his website, theguncollective.com, to enter for that. And then I'm not sure, I think someone wants me to talk about emojis. We were having some fun on Facebook earlier today with clipping out our faces. DJ, did you add that? Unmute yourself, bro.
Yeah, that was me. I was messing with Tony earlier today. Somebody mentioned we need a Tony Simon emoji, so I went ahead and made a circular cropped frame of Tony's face, real close up, about this much of his face, big old happy smiling face. It was we had a lot of fun with that today. Conversation's still going on, actually.
Oh, great.
All right, so them's the announcements. Now for the products we're going to talk about this week. First up is a new flashlight product from LaserMax. This is called the Manta Ray. The product model name is LMR-M. So LaserMax Manta Ray is a Picatinny rail-mounted light system that mounts to your carbine. It uses LED lights, and it boasts an impressive, massive 140 lumens of mint green.
All the lumens and mint green? Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. So it's dimmable from 140 to 20 lumens.
Wait a minute. Isn't that called candlelight? But all right, go ahead.
Yeah. It's got a discrete status indicator light to display battery life. It's kind of got like a battery housing that also clips onto the rail. Says it snaps on and off the rail in seconds, so it must have either some kind of QD connection on there. And it uses infrared, or there is an infrared version also offered for use with night vision goggles and things like that. Coming soon with a price point of $219. Now, Tony, well, both actually you and TJ are who I default to gimmicky things on an AR-15 and worthwhile flashlights. So let's hear it from both of you, one at a time, though.
Go ahead, Tony.
It ain't easy being green. Why would you have such a low lumen light? I mean, it's almost a nightlight compared to this. If this was 15 years ago, this would be the bomb diggity. But it's not. And for the price point of $219, you can get a TRL1 or TLR1. Which one is it? I'm sorry.
TLR1.
There you go. For less money. So why would I do that? And it has more lumens. I think it's, 300 lumens or 200 lumens?
Oh, shoot. They have them all the way up to 700.
I'm just saying,
right.
Going with the least expensive Streamlight weapon-mounted light you can have, you beat this hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And about maintaining your night vision while you're using a weapons-mounted light. Well, you're about to ruin your night vision and your hearing if whatever you're looking for pops up. So I really don't get this. But hey, it's a new product. Maybe it's something there that I'm not seeing. Maybe that's going to be the new trend in weapons-mounted lights. They get less and less lumens now since we, since middle of the road is now 300 and top end is 1,000 as a weapon-mounted light. Maybe we're just going to start going in the other direction.
I mean, I don't know much about the technology behind flashlights, but obviously they were going for something that was a small, slim profile that fits on your rail and isn't bigger than it needs to be. Is it impossible to make a high output lumen flashlight in a small footprint like this? Is 140 like the ceiling for this kind of thing?
Well, I was actually thinking that almost immediately the Surefire XC1 that they just came out with. It's a light designed specifically for the Glock 19. If I'm remembering right, it's about the same width, thickness as the trigger guard. It doesn't go past the end of the muzzle, so it's a really compact light, and that comes with 300 lumens, I believe. So the technology's there, I would imagine. But it's just kind of interesting. I don't think Laser Max has ever made a light before, so maybe this is just them kind of trying to break into the market. But at first I was kind of like Tony, thinking that it's too few lumens, but I'm wondering if maybe we're missing the point to this, because actually, as Tony was talking about it, I thought about the Mission First Tactical Torch. If y'all have ever seen that, it kind of just reminds me of a little keychain flashlight, but it's rail mounted, and it's basically just to be a backup light. It's not your ultra 1,000 lumen light, but I forget the output on the Mission First Tactical one, but it's more made for just kind of general navigation and stuff like that, rather than actually using as a weapon light per se. So maybe that's the target of this light. I'm not entirely sure. And the fact that it's dimmable, maybe that's kind of similar. And the green, if you're just needing the light around, not necessarily, kind of, what do you call it, administrative type tasks rather than fighting, maybe it could be used for that. And I guess the green would preserve your night vision in that case a little bit. I'm not entirely sure if that's their purpose.
Reading their specs, it says that the mint green LED offers maximum visibility and prevents eye strain. So I think it's supposed to, when you're talking about losing your night vision and dilating your pupils, I think maybe mint green is supposed to be easier and not as aggressive when you're looking at light versus shadow.
Yeah.
Well, in the military, when we were using our flashlights and we put filters in it, usually we put red filters in it because that maintains your night vision more so. My thing with the lumens is this. It's not even, they're not that high, and for the price point it's kind of crazy. You want lightweight. Frank Proctor runs the Streamlight ProTech 1L. That's 180 lumens, and it weighs 2 ounces. And then he, because it's a Streamlight ProTech, it's not much money. It's $43. And then he has a mount for it, and that's this whole thing is less than half the price of what they're advertising.
Yeah.
Well, they list right there in their website, offering superior performance in close quarters and guarding the operator's vision from harmful reflection caused by higher output white lights. So they're making it a point to only be the 140 lumens, it looks like to me.
Yes. Oh, again, I've ran a class with, what was my light? I think it was like 115, 120. All that light is not needed if you're only inside. A lot of the classes that people talk about and they run are outside classes. So, yeah, if you have a target 50, 100 yards away and you want to be able to see it, that makes sense. Inside a house, you don't need that many lumens. But I'm just saying for the price point they're rocking at, it's like you're coming well under. And kind of sort of sounding to me a little gimmicky with the green light, because again, you're shining a flashlight on something in the dark anyway. You're not going to lose your night vision in the dark, because in the dark you can't see when the light's off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
what we were doing
what we were doing was like map reading and stuff like that. So you throw the poncho over, the poncho liner over you. You get down and you grab the map and you turn on the red beam and you're able to read that and then make your way back to where you're going. This is actually using the flashlight to navigate, so you're not going to lose your night vision because you're using a flashlight. Or maybe
here's the thing to that though. It's only got a 1 hour continuous runtime, and it takes an hour and a half to recharge it using the supplied charger. So you're not going to be using this continuously for long periods of time at night anyway.
Well, my thing is, most likely if you're searching your house, you're not going to take an hour and a half to search it. More I think about the longer battery life is when you're doing a class. You have a 4-hour class and you're doing a low light class. What's going to happen when you're trying to run this?
But hey, bro, they got silhouettes. They got silhouettes of Army guys, with their M4s, silhouetted on a hill there. I'm not thinking in the house. I'm just giving you a hard time. What were you gonna say, TJ?
Oh yeah, I was saying with kind of like Tony was saying, if you're running a class, a 6-hour night class or something like that, you run out of battery within the first hour, and what do? You can't just you can't just keep a bunch of batteries in your pack and put new batteries in. You're done with this light after that. So
yeah. It does have a 10-minute auto timeout, so it'll automatically shut off after 10 minutes. It's waterproof to 10 feet for about 20 minutes. It is shockproof. What it's made out of is a thermoplastic with an elastomer case.
The word always trips you up, Ryan.
I want to say elastomer, but that's extra syllables. Elastomer.
Just go with elastomer.
Elastomer. Elastunium. It's got a 5-year warranty. Obviously, it's made in the USA. I think if they beefed up the specs, to make it 200 lumens minimum, somehow make it so it lasts longer. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
So more output and more batteries.
More output, more battery, and then drop the price a little bit, or at least those would make the price a little bit more like.
So make it better, run longer, and cheaper.
Yeah.
Now,
I wouldn't mind paying that much if it was all it was cracked up to be.
Right. One thing that's kind of curious, they don't mention, but in one of the promo pictures, they show it has a tape switch kind of on top of the top rail. So if you're using that kind of C-type grip, you can activate it with your thumb, but they don't seem to mention that. Maybe this is LMS.
If you click on
is that what I'm saying?
If you click on the accessories.
So yeah, they do have the remote activation switch.
Oh yeah, and that's another $60. Great. Yeah. Laser Max. Does the Max max out your wallet?
One thing that's kind of interesting with that tape switch, it seems to just plug in with a micro USB, and having a phone that charges off a micro USB, that cord every now and then will kind of fall out just sitting on the desk. So I would hate to have to rely on that staying in, because I think the Surefires and the new Streamlight that's out, I think they kind of lock in with a collar kind of thing. But this is just a micro USB that slips on. Kind of interesting.
Which means you could probably charge your phone if you're not charging your flashlight.
Yeah.
Yep.
My thing is this. I sometimes really hard on new products and stuff, but
sometimes.
All the time. But my thing is this: when you bring your product to market, if it's full of fluff or if it's kind of iffy, there are a lot of people that'll buy it because they just saw it and it had a cool ad, or it was their favorite YouTube personality said it was awesome. Meanwhile, he's got 3 of them for free, and they'll put it on their firearm and they'll never use it. You know what I mean? Until it's time to use it, and then they find out they can't see crap because it's on 20 lumens, and they're looking for someone in their home or whatever. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't use their stuff. So yeah, beforehand, I'm going to point out as many problems as I can so you don't spend your money, or at least if you do, there might be something up with it. That's all. That's one of the reasons I do it, and the other one is because I'm a jackass.
Well said on both counts, sir.
You won't get any arguments there, Tony.
Yeah, so much love here.
I mean, it does look pretty good on AR. I mean, I'll give it that. It definitely, if you're going for the whole slim down look and you don't want a very large flared out lens, a spotlight, I can see that working for you. But it just my pistol light's got a higher intensity light, and I'm not exactly blinding myself because it's like Tony said, training. You train to use your light on your gun so you're not, flashing the wall in front of you and blinding yourself.
This is my pocket light from Bushnell. It has 110 lumens or 115 lumens. I'm sorry, but I don't consider this a weapons light. It's not really going to blind you totally. I mean, hey, whatever, man. Get training with your gun. 110, 150 lumens was a lot 10 years ago. So it's not crazy, but you have to train with it. And the battery life on this is extremely low. And I don't understand this whole going down to 20 lumens. I want off and on. I really want all of them or it off. I don't want to have to cycle through.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the activation is, because the change between them is, because there's only one switch, it seems like, just on the top. Is it kind of like a weird where you got to double tap or hold it down or something like that? I would imagine something along those lines, which could be a little odd, if you press it and hold it to change the volume, or not the volume, but the intensity.
Yes.
If you're holding it down, because obviously you're in a stressful situation, you just hold it down and it just dims down to 20.
Yeah, you have disco lights going on while.
I'd be pretty interested to see how it activates.
You press it once and it's 20, and then you have to stroke it fast enough, and then it'll go a full 140.
Okay.
Oh, it does say that?
No.
Or are you speculating?
No. He's
Gotcha.
just talking about stroking his light.
Gotcha.
And it's green, dude. It's green. You know what? Hey, TJ, make a phone call. Have him send me some.
All right.
I think if it was half the price point, I think it'd still be expensive for what it is. But it looks like it's just marketed for your home defense gun. I don't really see it being practical any other place.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, take a class, run a class. All the classes I've been to, even the half-day classes, 4 hours. This thing's dead in the first hour.
Yeah, and you're not getting a lot of value for what you're paying.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they think they're being revolutionary and breaking into a new niche that they feel like needs addressing. But if that's the case, they're not addressing why very well. You'd think if they thought this is obviously different. I mean, it's obviously people are going to see it and say that's different, I don't like it, kind of thing, because we're people and people do that. But you would imagine if with that kind of different thinking, they'd put out a little more material on it rather than just a regular spec sheet, like just a surefire handheld. You know what to expect, so they can just put out a spec sheet. Well, with this, it's different enough to where you can't just put out a spec sheet of it's this many lumens, is this color, it's got a switch, and that's it. You can't just leave it at that. I feel like they need to explain it a little better, and then maybe we'd get it.
Well, you need to explain it. You probably, in this day and age, need to throw a video up too.
Right,
Sorry.
That's what I'm thinking. They need a little 2-3 minute video of somebody with some kind of notoriety talking about it, and that way maybe to convince people why it was made. But at this point, it almost seems like it fills a niche that doesn't exist.
Well, I think that's what happens when customers don't ask for something, but when a company comes up with an idea to get into a market without there being a request. So you're answering the question. You're answering the question. No one, you're giving the answer no one asked the question for. I'm sorry, that's what I was trying to say. It's like, what's the point?
Right.
Something low lumens, green, has a short battery life, and it costs 3 times as much as it should for what you get. Huh?
There's a sucker born every minute.
Hey, listen, follow Ruger's game plan. Find out what's selling and then copy the heck out of it and make a good version of it.
It's working for them.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we got another product from Scalarworks. They're the ones that make the low drag mount for the Aimpoint, and conveniently the Vortex Spark 2 that I did a review on that I like so much. So it turns out that they just came out with a new product, and this is specifically for Benelli tactical shotguns, and they call it the Benelli Optic Rail, and it's basically a super low mount for a Trijicon RMR red dot, so it can mount to your rail on top of your Benelli tactical shotgun, and be so low that you'll be able to get some lower co-witness with your ghost ring, rear sight, and your front post on your shotgun. So they really had to go low with the design and trim it down. So evidently, with all the Benelli owners out there, there was a need for a product like this, which when my Remington's for sale right now because I'm like, man, I need to step up my shotgun game. This looks pretty sharp on here.
Yeah, this thing, it's really kind of cool what it seems to be almost the shotgun version of, milling the pistol slides. It's mounted probably as low as they could possibly get it with it to still be able to mount securely, because it's not just a Picatinny rail that they're setting the optic on. It's actually the top of the base plate that the optic sits on is actually lower than the top of the Picatinny rail. So it's kind of like two sections. The rear section has the optic plate, and then the front section has Picatinny rail, which is kind of odd, because to me it seems like what else are you going to put on the receiver of a shotgun that needs to be on top like that? They have a picture of like an offset light and a QD sling swivel, but to me it's kind of like that wouldn't be the optimal placement for either one of those things. So I feel like they probably should have just made the rear section and left it at that. But other than that, I mean, Scholarworks, they have a good reputation of making good stuff, and like Ryan mentioned, it is low enough to co-witness. You can see the profile of it, and the base of the Trijicon red dot that they have on it, the the RMR, is about as thick as the base of the rear sight that's on the gun. So, it is really low, which is impressive. But the front piece is a little dumbfounding to me. And they also have a little animation showing the co-witness, so it lets you know that it does do what they say. It gets it below the middle of the 3-dot, because I think the Benellis kind of have that 3-dot ghost ring style, and so it gets the housing of the red dot below that plane.
Yeah. And I figure with a shotgun, you want to run the light somewhere closer toward the forearm, so you can control it, use the controls with your hand, versus having it way back above the receiver.
Yeah, it's so far back. It's so far back on this example they have that you're going to get so much shadow, you're not going to see anything on the right side of you, basically. Cause
this picture.
This light is 15 inches away from the muzzle.
This picture reminds me of when HK decided they were going to put bullets in the magazine backwards or whatever. I'm like, you let your marketing guy mount stuff on your shotgun to show how it can be used. So now, how do you rack the slide and turn the light? Anyway, I think it's lightweight. I think that's cool. I think setting the light on the freaking shotgun right there is cool. I'm with TJ though. I mean, were you gonna have the sling mounted between your front sight and your flashlight? I mean, that's where they have it. That's where they have it in the picture.
Unless they know something that we don't, and Trijicon's going to come out with some kind of night vision viewer for the RMR that fits right in the front of that.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a magnifier, but backwards.
The kind of funny thing is the Benelli, at least the one in the picture, has built-in sling attachment points. So it's almost kind of pointless to even show additional sling points on that thing.
Well, you might want to You might want to single sling your shotgun in the middle, right
in the middle of the receiver.
Yeah. That way it just balances across your chest. So when you run through a doorway, you look like Wile E. Coyote and or Tom the cat from Tom and Jerry, and just get hung up in the doorway on your shotgun.
But yeah, so other than that, I mean, it's a pretty simple, straightforward product.
I wonder how much machining goes into hollowing this out on the bottom too. You see that?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that is interesting.
That's a lot of machining.
Yeah, so you flip it over, they have a bottom side view of it, and it's cut out almost like a, any kind of injection molded plastic piece you see, except it's made of aluminum. So like Tony said, they had to machine. I mean, I guess really it just looks like, one or two milling operations, so probably not too terribly much. It's not like they have too many complex shapes or anything in there. They just had to go around some screw holes, and that's it.
It is pretty light.
Probably 2 minutes on a CNC probably takes care of that, Tony.
Yeah, but it's really light. It's like an ounce, right?
Yeah, it's 9/900ths over an ounce, and that's 40% of how much the Benelli rail is. It's 2.71 ounces, the original Trijicon RM33 low mount for the Benelli shotgun. So, I mean, they really trimmed down 40% of the ounces, and I mean, were we just talking about how it was funny someone saying how kind of over exaggerating what 1 ounce means as far as pain.
Yeah, ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal pain. I'm like, yeah, it's on a Benelli 12 gauge. The thing weighs 8 pounds, 9 pounds empty. Shut up. And you're loading slugs and buckshots in a side saddle. And oh goodness gracious, can we please stop with the ounce that the mount weighs? We ran a shotgun course, and I ran it with 2 different shotguns of ours, because it started off as just. Anyway, we ended up shooting shotguns all day long, and I had one with a 20-something inch barrel and a mag extension. Let me explain something. By the end of the day, I just wanted to get rid of the dang shotgun. 400 rounds later, I was just beat up and ready to go. You know what? Maybe I should join Moms Demand Action. I was beat. So 2 ounces or 1 ounce is not really going to make that much of a difference on a shotgun.
Yeah. So the compatibility, we're talking Benelli shotguns, the M2, the M3, the M4, the Vinci Tactical, the Supernova Tactical Pump, as well as the Super Black Eagle 2. The nice thing about putting the RMRs on there is that even if you got the RMR that's like 9 MOA, I mean, for a shotgun, you're going to have quite a bit of spread. So having a little bit of a larger dot is kind of going to be a little bit more conducive to a shotgun pattern versus on a pistol when you're shooting under 50 yards. So I could see this working out. I kind of makes me want to get a Benelli now.
Just to put this on there?
Just to put this on there.
Yeah, did we cover the MSRP? What is it, 109, I think it was?
119.
119.
Okay.
And it's going to be available mid-May 2016, so should be pretty soon.
Cool.
And let's see what else. I mean, Scalarworks is I don't know if I'm pronouncing them right, Scalarworks. They're from New Jersey. Am I saying it right, Tony?
Yes, this is pronounced New Jersey.
Thank you for that, Tony. I was about to say that.
But they got free delivery, 2 to 3 day priority mail. They put free swag in with the order, so patches and stickers. They got fast shipping, same day before 3 o'clock. Easy returns, no questions asked for 30 days. They're a really good company to work with. So if you've got a Benelli shotgun and you're kind of tempted by this, you could go ahead and pull the trigger. And rest assured that if you changed your mind for whatever reason, or if you had a question, they would be more than willing to help you out with that.
Sweet. Yeah, I know. It seems like a lot of times when you order from anywhere, like directly from the factory, they think it's still $19.95, and they have to apply the $24.99 shipping and handling rates kind of thing. So for them to offer free shipping, that's just added bonus right there.
Yeah. Now they will also have a bundle with the RMR as well. I don't have. Let's see. As far as the details go, it's going to be $639. It's still not yet available. It says mid-May, so this month. The model RMR that you're going to get is the 3 1/4 MOA red dot. Yeah, so it would be the red color. And those are usually about just under 5, I believe. 480, somewhere around there.
And what's the package price you're saying?
$639.
Okay.
So.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Although, yeah. Well, actually, I've made that RMR MSRP estimation based on what I've been looking at recently, which is the dual illumination one. This is actually the newer RMR that it doesn't have that clear plastic on the top that allows the fiber optic to gather light. This is actually the battery and tritium powered one, I believe.
Nice.
So it's actually more expensive than those. I think those ones are over $5 for sure.
Yeah, where are you seeing that offering? I'm not seeing that on their page.
Actually, on the very top right on their menu bar, it says mounts and then bundles. I clicked on bundles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good with bundles.
Yeah, so it's the
first time.
It's the Trijicon RM06. So it's
Okay.
LED.
That's what I was curious about.
Compatible with night vision, 8 position brightness controls, 2 night vision and 6 daylight settings, automatic brightness mode, 4 years of constant use from one CR2032 battery. See, Laser Max, that's battery life. That's what I'm talking about.
It's also not a flashlight.
Yeah, I know.
And again,
but yeah, let's see, on Amazon, that site is 602. So I mean, shoot, if it's, what'd you say, 640?
It's 640.
So it's like buying the site and getting the mount for 30%.
Yeah, that's a scream of a deal.
Sweet.
Yep.
Anything else on that?
Nope, I think that's about it. So now we're going to move on to a new suppressor. This is from Wilson Combat. Apparently they've been working on a suppressor for a while now. Everything that I've read says that they've been working for more than a decade on bringing a suppressor to market.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much of that is just marketing hype or not, but so it's called the Whisper, and it's a relatively short can, and it's available in multiple calibers, but it is not like the Hybrid and the Optimist where it's multiple calibers in one can. You order it, and it comes in one caliber, and it stays one caliber. It does not have a muzzle cap that you can change out. So calibers available for it are 5.56, 6.8, 7.62, 30 cal, or 9mm, which is 35 cal. What's kind of special about it is that it's shorter than most cans you'd consider for a rifle. It's only 6 5/16 inches. So usually you'll be looking at about 7 or 8 inches for most 30 cal cans. And they make up for that by making it quite a bit fatter. So it's 1 7/8. It's almost 2 inches in diameter, which is pretty big considering that most AR-15 handguards are about 1.5, 1 5/8 internal diameter.
Yeah, but it looks like they have it mounted here next to a quad rail, and it seems to be pretty. Well, no, that's not even a quad rail. I don't know what that rail is, but it seems to made up pretty close to that.
Yeah. So it threads on to their rapid thread muzzle brake that's 1/2 by 28, or you can get it in 5/8 by 24. So the nice thing is you can get both thread pitch muzzle brakes, put one on your 30 cal, put one on your 223, and then get the 30 cal can, and you can swap it from barrel to barrel, just as long as you're using their rapid thread muzzle brake system.
So yeah, one thing I think is pretty cool, kind of a note, the Whisper name is actually, they make a point to say it's a trademark used under license by J.D. Jones. And if you look J.D. Jones up, he is the original, the inspiration for the 300 Blackout, the 300 Whisper that never got. Yeah, the 300 Whisper was basically the 300 Blackout before somebody decided to mainstream it, because from what I understand, they never submitted it for like SAMI approval, so it was never an official spec'd cartridge kind of thing. It just kind of stayed Wildcat status. So AAC decided to take it, and I think they tweaked it slightly, but I'm pretty sure you can shoot the same cartridge in both guns. But so I'm kind of thinking the 300 Whisper, and I think actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think Wilson Combat offers stuff chambered in 300 Whisper, which is odd because most of the time you see it in 300 Blackout, because I think I remember seeing that last year sometime. But I'm thinking they probably designed it kind of specifically for the 300 Blackout or the 300 Whisper, I mean, and then just obviously tweaked it for other calibers, which is pretty cool. You know, kind of the guy that's kind of sparked this current trend, and they have a silencer kind of designed in his. I don't know if he had any hand in it. It just says it's in trademark under license by him, so I'm not sure if he had any necessarily say in how it was made or anything, but I would imagine it's at least inspired to some extent by him. It's kind of neat. Also, I do like that feature, that kind of short and fat, you know, because the thickness, it's not like it's significantly huge. It's about the same size as that cookie cutter that Tony likes so much, and but it is really short. They can probably get a ton of what do you call that, internal volume, being that it's short and fat like that, without getting too long. Because if you're going to put it on a 10-inch SBR, you obviously want that for the length, and then you go throw a 8-inch can on the end or whatever the normal length is. It ends up getting long again. So this being, what'd you say, somewhere around 4 inch? Oh, I'm sorry, 6 inches.
Yeah, it's not that short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the rail that it's on it. It uses the Wilson Combat trim rail, tactical rail interface modular, and it has a 1.47-inch internal diameter. Doesn't give what the external is though. So, okay. I mean, I was just trying to figure out the size of it. Yeah. No, I was actually trying to find out what was the diameter of this suppressor.
Oh, I gotcha. That was labeled.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's 1 7/8 main tube diameter.
Yeah, so it's slightly bigger than larger diameter than the rail itself.
And I can't remember if we mentioned it or not. It's 100% titanium, so it's pretty, which is lighter than steel, obviously, and I think it's a little more resilient.
That was easy to say.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also a monocore, which those tend to be a little bit lighter than the traditional baffle stack design.
Okay, cool. Oh, here's what that's where I'm getting that 4 inches. It says short suppressor design adds only 4.5 additional inches over just using a standard A2 equipped rifle. Okay.
And I think
go ahead.
I think it's really cool that they actually bring up 300 Whisper, because it seems like that's the dirty secret everybody keeps. No one ever speaks about it, and they act as if 300 Blackout is brand new and came out of nowhere for the most part. And I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about enough people that they don't know anything about 300 Whisper. You know what I mean?
Right, and it's just because AAC decided to popularize it. You know, you're gonna know the one that may not necessarily came out first, but it came out bigger. You know, we know Red Bull for a reason because they market like crazy, but you know, they weren't the first energy drink. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Joe Cola was. But yeah, I'm seeing this
coffee.
With 300 Blackout, 300 Whisper. I mean, it's all whatever. Get the thing and shoot the thing. I had a bunch of fun shooting 300 Whisper at the machine gun shoot.
Do we mention the price, Ryan?
No, we haven't gotten to that quite yet. So it is a little. I mean, it's high for suppressor. I don't see why the price doesn't fluctuate depending on the caliber, because I can't see if it's available in 9mm, who's going to spend over $1,000 on a 9mm can. So I'm assuming that there's going to be some fluctuation, and that this base price is just based on maybe the. You know, actually, I take that back. Even though it says 9mm and my brain's going pistol cartridge, it's actually designed for 338 Federal,
358 Winchester.
358 Winchester, as well as a 9mm rifle if you wanted to use it on your pistol caliber carbine. But still, that's a lot of money if you were going to use it on a 9mm, just to give you a heads up. So anyway, $1,195. So you're looking at about $1,200 for the MSRP on this guy. It does include the muzzle device that it threads onto, the rapid thread muzzle brake, in whichever thread pitch you desire. So that is included. It is bead blasted titanium gray finish. It's as standard with a heat resistant armor tough coating. And then you can have the option of OD, flat dark earth, or desert tan as a $50 option. Alter the color.
Yeah, well, I think Ryan, you might be thinking about it being kind of expensive compared to some other stuff, but usually when it is titanium, there's that jump. Just
Yep.
offhand, the first one that came to mind is the Silencer Co. Omega, which is titanium, and it's got stainless steel and stellite, I don't know what that is. It's got other material components, and it's 1130, and it's also longer, and I'm not sure about the weight. 14 ounces. What is this Whisper?
17.8 ounces.
Oh, okay. So it's heavier, but that's kind of odd. But so at the same time, and then I don't think with Silencer Co. you don't get the muzzle device included. So if you're, that's got to be somewhere around $100 value at least, just based on what I've seen for other suppressor-ready muzzle devices. So I think it's probably a pretty comparable price to other things. It's high, but not in the realm of what you're getting, I believe.
Right. I mean, this is kind of like not an entry suppressor, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were only going to get one 30 cal can and you wanted it to work well on your smaller calibers, you wanted it to be lightweight, and you wanted it to be of a good material so that it would kind of resist corrosion better. Going titanium monocore is definitely the way to go. Until they come out with something even more cutting edge, that's kind of the hotness in the suppressor industry right now, is a titanium monocore baffle.
Yeah. One thing, it doesn't even really have to do with the product, but more so the company. I always find it a little, I don't know, I always find it nice when companies give you information. Down here they have how to purchase, and it has a little short write-up called Debunking Some of the Myths of Suppressor Ownership. And it goes through where they're legal, consult these people, pay your $200 stamp, wait for the approval, and it gives you an approximate wait time and all that kind of stuff. So they're giving you a little more information than just like some people would and just say order this and you don't know. You got to figure it out yourself. Well, they give you at least a starting point with a little dealer locator on their site and everything. I just always appreciate little stuff like that,
Yeah.
Wilson Combat is good for that because I've been going through there ever since we did their shotgun, and going through different things, and they're really helpful on their website for giving you information.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to know a lot of stuff, like right now I'm looking at the 9mm 1911s and frequently asked questions. I mean, that's just pretty cool to put it out there, especially when you charge the prices Wilson Combat does. At least they explain to you a lot of what and why, and that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Right.
So then the other thing as far as performance goes that I noticed on their actual shop page is that thorough testing showed no signs of negative zero shift or impact on barrel harmonics. They don't get too specific into that, but if you're really into rifle shooting, it's probably one of the questions that you're wondering about. Minimal back pressure for a cleaner semi-auto function. I don't know whether that comes from having that muzzle device kind of as a sacrificial baffle that maybe it mitigates some of the gas right there at that connection.
Yeah, that's interesting. How it seems kind of odd to wonder how you're going to minimize back pressure and have it still stay effective. I don't know. I'm not entirely too familiar with how all that works.
But the fact that it does, it could be a very interesting buy nonetheless. So we got the links for that in the show notes. You guys got anything more on that?
Next year's Stone Mountain, you can shoot one of those.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be awesome. I'll go.
Yeah, I'll be getting married a couple of weeks before that, so I'm trying to talk the missus into going on a honeymoon over there.
That'll be fun.
I can't wait to get off air. I can't wait to get off air.
I'm hanging up and leaving as soon as we get off air. So we don't have an FI review this week. I've been just too busy. I've got a trigger in the works that I want to do a review on from the Wisconsin Trigger Company, but I just haven't completed it yet. And with these two shows back to back, got a lot going on. So with none of that, and we don't have any new listener feedback, now we can let Tony do his thing, talk about the Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoots. What's going on, Tony?
Hey, Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoots coming up on June 9th. Can't wait. I don't know, I've been doing a lot of shooting and gun-related things lately, and I'm just really excited about this second. We're not going to have NRA ILA there. The representative is busy flying around the country and doing other things on June 9th, so we're going to have some other people come in and speak. But really, I'm trying to keep it down and get a lot more shooting done this time. So I want new shooters to come out June 9th. We have NRA instructors there. We have over 200 rental guns that you can have for free. You only have to pay for the ammo for those, and we have a lot of shooters coming out. We're going to have the first couple of lanes assigned to just new shooters. If you've never shot before, we're going to start you off on some 22s and work your way up as you go down the line to whatever anyone happens to be shooting. June 9th, Gun for Hire Range, Woodland Park, New Jersey. Go to Simon Says Train on Facebook if you want to learn more about it, or the Second is for Everyone on Facebook. And also you can check out the Simon Says Train on Instagram. Leaving tomorrow for NRA show. Hope to see you guys there. If you guys aren't coming, you can follow the stuff I start posting up on Instagram and Facebook. Probably starting tomorrow morning.
Cool.
Cool, and being that, I think that this show will come out right before the NRA show. Just maybe we ought to retouch on the FRN meetup. I know you mentioned it beforehand, but just if anybody does make it to the NRA show, the Cardinal Hall of Fame Cafe, Saturday, May 21st at 7 p.m., and go meet. A ton of people are going to be there, and I'm disappointed that I'm not able to make it this year, but I'm jealous of everybody that is going.
A ton of people. Is that a fat joke about me, man?
Hey, I didn't say that. You said that.
That'd be a ton of person.
It'll be fun. So, is it just me and Tony that are going? Steve, you're not gonna make it over there?
No. I have to work.
What's that like?
It sucks.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm a 60-a-week guy.
Oh, I used to be that guy. Now I got a state job.
Well, that seems to be the end of the show, so send questions or comments to the new email address, gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Also check out the firearmsinsider.tv website for reviews and industry coverage. Make sure you leave a comment on the show notes on the Firearms Radio website and comment on some of the reviews on the Firearms Insider website to win a chance to win some patches and some Patriot patch swag from me. So, that being said, everyone have a good week. Shoot safe. If I bump into you at the NRA show, feel free to say hi. If you don't know who I am or don't recognize me, that's fine too. I won't take it personally. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.
All right. See you everybody later.
See you everybody. Bye.
See y'all.